Located inside of Bailey Library, Slippery Rock University's Offices for Community-Engaged Learning and Career Education and Development offer students the resources and experience they need to be successful in the career field. Today, we will see two women, Jamie and Jane, interview for the same job. Jane had the better grades of the two, but Jamie utilized the resources available to her and crafted a unique college experience. Let's watch what happens.
Tell me about your leadership experience and how have you worked in groups?
Through my class, we had to work a lot in group projects, and I took charge in some of those projects, and I think I did pretty well.
I demonstrated leadership through my Global Service Learning program where we traveled to Bolivia, and through that I also was an experiential learning facilitator. So I took control of my group, and I also led reflections through that group and let them gain a personal experience through our reflections. In addition, I participated in the service learning program called Dream Chasers, where we went to facilitated learning facilities and got to engage with residents. And through that, we actually got to create autobiographies for the residents and their families. The ultimate goal of the group is to not let an individual's story be forgotten. So through that, instead of just the individuals as well, I had to work with different coordinators for this project, like publishers and the people that run the facility. So I gained a lot of professional skills and communication skills through that, which I feel that I could utilize through your department with all different departments.
You mentioned service learning. That's not something I'm familiar with. Can you explain that a little more for me?
Of course. So service learning is a facilitated learning project where we integrate service through reflections. And this integrates with academic success, civic responsibility, and it also strengthens communities through this. My experience started with my professor incorporating service learning into the classroom, which inspired me to continue on with service learning and jump further into it.
Can you give me an example of when you had to overcome adversity to complete a project or assignment?
Well, I had this person in class who once had an accent, and that was kind of hard.
Yes, my service learning experiences have given me time to overcome certain obstacles with that. Our campus actually utilizes a software that can advertise all different opportunities for service learning, and it actually has a different amount of control depending on the service partners. Not everybody uses this program effectively, so I had to make sure that everybody knew actually what they were doing through this, and as well help counter communication barriers that might come up. My experience in Bolivia has challenged me to overcome a lot of communication barriers and intercultural barriers through patience and problem solving and gestures even. And this really strengthened the ties to the community and help us communicate with that in an effective way.
Other than your schoolwork, how has your college education helped you develop professionally?
I've worked with a few organizations geared toward identifying social justice issues like the Gender Studies Club here on campus. And actually in my own home, I serve at my church to help feed homeless individuals.
Very interesting. Well, thank you for taking the time to come down and interview with us today.
Thank you.
Well, those were pretty interesting. Even though I think Jane might have had the better grades, Jamie's service learning experience really helped her develop the skill set that I think I need to succeed in this team. I think this hiring decision is pretty easy.